So this week's episode of Virgin Soul was actually pretty interesting because not only did they show us each of the sides, we saw a bit of the demons with Lucifer, which even though it was only for a couple of minutes, we did get to see that. We got a bit of Charius action and him pretty much revealing that he's perfectly fine if he has to use this massive device again, even if it costs him his own life. He'll do whatever it takes for the prosperity of humanity. But also we got a bunch of the gods and just Nina content, so we got to see every single side, even Aziel, who we haven't seen ever since Charius was torturing him, and we get to see that for whatever reason, even though he doesn't understand why he's doing it, he's still fighting in the pits, and he's trying to pretty much figure out why it is he's even trying to fight for his life when at this point he has nothing to live for. All of his friends have been killed. So it's interesting how they showed us every single side, and this makes me even more confident in the fact that the opening at the final shot when you see Nina with Charius was Aziel with, Kaiser, everything like that. I feel like this really is, we're going to have the Band of Misfits, we're going to have Joan of Arc, we're going to have Nina, we're going to have Charius. I feel like it's very, very possible that we could have a coexisting alliance between different races all together to take down the enemy, because we know Gabrielle is an absolute bitch and manipulator. You see that smirk, you know exactly what she's doing. She is just trying to manipulate the pieces to fall into place how she wants, and I feel like she wants Muguro to probably try to rebel against her, and possibly that she wants Muguro to pretty much be a suicide bomb to take out the humans, and that she can once again lead. So I feel like that's her plan. I feel like that's what she's going for. She's going for making Muguro think that Muguro is the ultimate key, that Muguro is going to be the way that the gods are going to overcome the humans, but at the cost of Muguro's own life, and then Gabrielle can once again just kind of be like, alright, I'm gonna lead everyone to prosperity again. I feel like that's her motive. I feel something like that. But either way, you know she's manipulating the pieces. You know you can't trust her. And then when we have Lucifer, it's Lucifer. I don't think you want to trust Lucifer at any point in time. But it's really interesting because I think one of the best moments in the entire episode is actually when Nina's thinking back and seeing how everyone hates the king, but she doesn't want anyone to hate the king. That's one of the most romantic lines that this series has done so far, because that is absolutely what you feel when you love someone, is that you don't want anyone to hate the one that you love because you see them as someone who doesn't deserve to be hated. I thought that was so romantic the way she thought of that, because she's so flustered, but at the same time, most romantic line we've seen, I think, in Virgin Soul so far. But this episode was actually really cool, especially because we get the reunion between Joan of Arc as well as Muguro, and also just, Muguro saying, I did exactly what you said. I basically took the hand of the first person who helped me, which was Aziel, and he looks at Aziel as a really good person, not knowing Aziel's backstory before he started doing that. And I just think this series is so interesting, and I think this episode highlights it once again, is how it's so interesting how each side sees the other as a negative entity while they are the ones in the right. Like, as we see some of the angels blaming Nina and Joan of Arc, saying like, you humans are the reason we're like this, while us the gods are just put to pretty much nothing because Bahamut came out and just pretty much tried to destroy everything. We had to sacrifice so much, and then you humans turned your back on us at the end. But it's like, at the end of the day, each of these sides sees the other in the exact same way as, like, you betrayed us, you are the evil ones. And it's really interesting how all of them hate the other in some way, and that's why we can't have this coexisting peace. But I really do feel like it's quite possible. Obviously, not everyone's going to get out of this alive. I could easily see Charius dying, I could easily see Muguro dying, I could see a lot of these main characters dying. But I do feel like we're leading up to some sort of alliance to take down all of the sides. Like, I feel like it would be very possible to have someone on the god side, someone on the demon side, which is probably going to be Aziel, and it's very possible that we could have, like, Charius or Nina or someone make some sort of an alliance to take down all these other sides and build an everlasting peace. I feel like it's possible. Will it happen? Really, this series could go either way, but I do think it's possible, and I think the opening is kind of, like, symbolizing that that could happen. Obviously, Charius wants the best for humanity. The gods want the best for the gods. Obviously, I feel like Gabrielle is a little more, she just wants to be on top no matter the cost, but I feel like it is possible if we can get all these sides to agree that, or basically feel like each of their sides are prospering in their own way and the other one isn't a threat. I feel like it's possible. Will it happen? It's a 50-50 shot, but I really like how they handled the episode, because not only do we get to see the mindset of every single character, or at least every single main character minus, say, Favreau as well as Kaiser, things like that, we got to see all the different sides, how they're thinking, what's going on, and I have to say, this episode was pretty damn hype. I absolutely love this episode. Even the use of 3D I thought was actually pretty good with how they're using it. It wasn't amazing looking, don't get me wrong, but it was still pretty good with how they're using it on dragons and things like that. I think this was a charming episode. I think it had its emotional swing to it. Seeing Muguro saying like, I'm gonna be the one to save everything, I think that's all falling into place with Gabrielle's plan here, where she's pretty much just saying like, oh, this guy's gonna be a suicide bomb and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna sit back and take all the credit. I feel like that's what she's planning. She's scheming something, but she's a bitch 100%. Like, there's nothing redeemable about her whatsoever. But it's gonna be interesting to see how the rest of the series is gonna go. I definitely really liked this episode. I liked how balanced it was, how we got to see pretty much every single side. It's good to see that Aziel's still kicking around. He's fighting for his life, even though he doesn't know why he's fighting for it. It's gonna be interesting to see what he's going to do for the final few episodes of the series. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Did you love the episode? Did you hate it? What was your favorite moment and why? Let me know, and before you leave, smack that like button to show your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.